Yes, so good day and welcome once again to Live TV. Today I want to share with you a little news. I talk about the things that really get my attention. And today it's all about a Jew, a person who I usually call them fake Jews because based on our knowledge, we have realized that the people who are living in Israel, they are not like the chosen people of our Elohim. They are not like the people of the book then, who the scripture actually speak about in relation to who was in Egypt and then get freed and who end up in bondage. The scripture speak to us about who are the real people, and then based on scriptures and the prophecies in scriptures, we realize that the people who are in Israel are posing like the real Jews, and they are not the real Jews. Okay, well, even the name is not actually Jew, you understand, but they pose to be the original children of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and stuff like that. They claiming to be the same people that were in bondage in Egypt. But based on scriptures and stuff like that and prophecies that the scriptures speak about, we realize that we, the people that came here into slavery, and then we have other people that didn't come, we are the chosen people. Right? So we are aware of the fact. So when those people in Israel say the things about us, we understand why they would say such, because they hate us and they hated us from since the beginning of time. Right? We understand that. So as a result of that, they will say things. So this guy who is a rabbi, his name is Rabbi Yitzhak. Let me just put up his picture on the screen for you, and then you'll have a look at him. So this guy is chief rabbi, calls black people monkey. So his name is Rabbi Yitzhak Yosef, right? So based on what they say, people who know more Hebrew than me, they say he used that pejorative term Kushi for African Americans in a weekly sermon. Now, what we have to understand too also is that when the Muslims speak, right, and the Muslim too, I'm talking about the so-called people who hate the Muslim. But let me show you something. The Muslim people, which is the Arab people also, they hate black people. Straight. We know that. They have been putting us in slavery from since they could remember themselves. They have been doing that. Okay? Now, the truth of the matter is, when the Muslims speak, right, the term they actually use referring to us as black people in Arabic, as far as I understand, the term is a derogative term, right, and it actually means slave. So when an Arab see a black person, right, when an Arab see a black person, he don't see a black person from his point of view. A black person is a slave, like a black person is inferior, right? So we are slaves. That is how they look at us. A lot of our people join this faith. A lot of our people were forced into those faith on the pain of death. You understand what I'm saying? But some of us decide, well, I had decided that we'll prefer take our death than join this thing. But anyway, you see the conflict that goes on between the Jews, the so-called Jews in Israel, and the Muslims. Let me tell you something. That is how we have to learn to think. Both of those groups that you see, sometimes we send our soldiers to fight for one side or the other. You understand? Both of these groups, they look at us the same way. Right? They look at us the very same way, and that's the absolute truth. So this guy now decide, well, I will read the article for you. So take a look at his picture and let me read about this one. This one is a Jew. Right? So we have to understand that he is a Jew. Look at his face, good. Right. So let us read what I said here. The Sephardic chief rabbi of Israel called black people monkeys during his weekly sermon on Saturday evening. Rabbi Yitzhak Yosef was addressing Jewish legal aspect of the blessings on seeing fruit trees blossoming during the current Hebrew month of Nisan, okay, and specifically whether one should bless one tree or at least two. That is just idolatry. In that context, he mentioned a blessing uttered upon seeing an unusual creature, citing the example of encountering a black person who has two white parents on the street in America. So, well. They just can't get us out of their mouth. These people just hate us. They just can't. You know, every time they look at us, it's just hatred. Anyway, we'll speak about those things in many more videos to come. In footage aired by Ynet News site, Yosef could be seen referring to black people by the word Kushi, which in modern Hebrew has pejorative connotations, and then going on to term a black person a monkey. His office told Ynet that the comparison was a quote from the Talmud. Yosef has been known to quote controversy in his sermons, right? In a sermon delivered in May last year, he appeared to suggest during his weekly sermon that secular women behave like animals because they dress immodestly. In March 2016, Yosef was forced to retract a comment that non-Jews should not live in Israel, calling it theoretical. He said non-Jews could live in Israel only if they observe the 7 Noahide laws, which are prohibitions against idolatry, blaspheming God, murder, forbidden sexual relations, stealing and eating limbs of a live animal, and which prescribe the establishment of a legal system. Non-Jews, Joseph said, are in Israel only to serve Jews. That is that is their concept. They have the same concept as the Muslim, right? They has the same concept, okay, as the Muslim. The Muslim think that black people are their slaves constantly. The same so-called lying, fake people who call themselves Jews in Israel, which they are not. Based on what the Bible says, they call themselves Jews, but they are not. These people look at us as nobody. They look at us like monkeys. They look at us, once we are black, we are there to serve them. I don't see a lot of people who goes to America and come back here and talking about the Jews nice and the Jews paying them and they're working for the Jews and stuff like that. I hear a lot of people just be talking about that, and I just listen to myself. You all really don't know. You all really don't know. So the whole idea is because of the lack of knowledge, you find that a lot of our people find themselves working for those people And in those people's mind, they will smile for you and grin for you because they know in these modern times they don't have the opportunity to beat you with a whip. So they grin and they smile to you for you to get your work done. But according to their concepts and their culture, the culture that they make, the man-made culture, right? The culture they derive from the Babylonian system or the Babylonian Talmud. They look at us as slaves and servants to them. That's how they look at it. You know, in their Talmud, these people actually think that it is okay to stick your finger into a little child 2-year-old. You know, in their Talmud, it teaches them that. They said when they do that, it's just like, you know, you stick a finger in your eye. You know, that is how they look at it. Okay? That's their life. These nasty, dirty people, right? These old niggers, well, I just call them niggers. This kind of people, you understand? These kind of people are people that have no respect for anything, basically. You understand? And least of all, they have absolutely no respect and no love for our people, because they know definitely that they faking what they are doing. A lot of Jews in Israel know that they are not real Jews. They know definitely who are the real Jews. They knows that. That is why they hate us so much. You understand? Because they hate us because they tell themselves that we might turn around and enslave them when the time comes. You know, so these people had that conspiracy against us for a lot of years now. Hundreds and hundreds of years. And they would never love you. And that's the absolute truth. They just can't. You see, it is not within them for them to love you. It is just not. They are enemies like mongoose and snake. We are just natural enemies. The scripture tell you, your enemies would lead you into slavery. So how come they become your friend? They are not your friends, and that's the absolute truth. You know, we have to look at it like that. We have to see it like that. If you believe in the Holy Scripture, you have to ask, well, who is the scripture speaking about? You understand? These people, the same person most of you just call Jesus Christ, which his name is not Jesus, right? But that same person, that Talmud tells you about, he's a fake. He don't exist. He's a demon. He's a devil. He's born in hell. That same Talmud tells that. And most of the people who goes in Christian churches and stuff like that, they, in their belief, think, or they educate them and teach them that the people in Israel are Jews. And they are the chosen people of the Most High. And they are the people that if you bless them, the Most High will bless you. And if you curse them, the Most High will curse you. That scripture wasn't referring to them at all. Why you think that these people could never have peace in their land? None of them. Not one of them. Whether they come out in Europe, America, wheresoever, they cannot have peace. The reason why these people cannot have peace, because they don't bless us. They had been suffering us for years. Yes, the Most High sent us into slavery because of all the things that we do. You understand? And that's the absolute truth. But the thing about it is that the fact that they're not showing us any love, the fact that they're just trying to destroy us, how could they sleep in peace? Yes, they might have a lot of wealth, but they can't sleep in peace. They cannot, they dare not. And that is why every time they see you, you become like a reproach to them. Because with all the wickedness they did to us, they're wondering, why is it that they just can't wipe out on the face of the earth, and they are multiplying and they're becoming more and more and more and more? Because our Elohim said that he would do that. You understand? We would be like sands of the sea. So anywhere they turn, they see us. So it's a problem to them. And they knows that. So when they want to mess us up, in other words, call us monkeys, and try to disrespect us. That is expected of them. That is expected. And if you read the Holy Scripture, once you read the Holy Scripture, you'll realize that these people are basically fulfilling prophecy, and everything they do, everything they say, pointing in one direction. Who are the Scriptures speaking about? As a matter of fact, the Scripture said that we will be going into slavery. He said when we disobey, we will be like a proverb unto people. We will be like a byword to all nations. Any part of the earth we as black people go, we could complain that we have problems with the other nations, and that's the truth. You know, you can go in any nation and they like you. They does not like you. You know, and that's the absolute truth. And the truth, and most of the time, our people don't seem to understand that at all. I am not saying that you gotta hate people. You know, I just talk like straight up and firm about those things. But I'm not telling you to get carried away and go hating people. You don't do that, because our Elohim don't like when you hate. You understand? He don't want you to go hating. That is why he said you should pray for your enemies and do good to those that despitefully use you. You understand? So every time you do good for those people who uses you and try to mess you up, every time you move good with them, it's like you're putting coals upon their own head. But you're doing it with love still. You understand what I'm saying? So you don't have to go hating, but you have to give praises to the Most High constantly. Well, as the song said, while they fight you down, stand firm and give Yah, not Jah, Yah, thanks and praise. You have to do that. And the mere fact that you get in a fight from the wicked and from the devils, you have to give praise for that too. Because the problem comes when you realize that they're accepting you and they're really, really loving you, and they're still wicked. You have to be careful of that. You understand? Something is not right. You understand? So you have to realize that when Yahusha was on the face of the earth, they didn't let up, you know. Yeah, they come after him right up to the cross, you know. You understand? It's the same thing that will happen to the people who serving our Elohim. It's the same people. The same thing will happen, because these are the same people that throughout the ages was tracking us wherever we go to destroy us. The very same people. And they would always do that until the time come, in the fullness of time. So when this fella jumping up and talk about our people are monkeys, that is expected. You know, you could tell them most of the things that these people use is even their doorknob, their fridge, their elevator, their escalator, their trains, everything that they uses, it comes from the hands of the people they hate. You understand? And that's the absolute truth. Do your research and you'll find out. They come from people, you understand, with the color of burnt bronze, as the scripture said. So then we have to understand that. So when this guy, let us take a look at him before the video end. When guys like these people, you understand, want to sit down and call our people monkeys, they are the monkeys. They are the monkeys. You understand? They are the people that when Africans, I just saying Africans now, but we came from beyond Africa. But I'm saying that when the African people were riding in ships in Europe, these people were living in caves, and all of a sudden they just come out with their with their wildness, you know, and just start scattering everything like some mad animal, most of them. You understand what I'm saying? So they know for a fact who we are. It's just most of our people don't know. Like if they don't want to know. Right? Like if they don't want to know. But these people know who we are. And they wish they could have destroyed us before most of us become aware of the things that they are doing, who we are, where we came from, and why we are here, and where we want to go. You see? So right now you reach the point now that most of them are in a panic, both on the Muslim side and on the Jew side. As I tell you, both of them don't ever like us. You know, and then when they teach you, or when they taught you Christianity, the way they teach Christianity, and all these pastors and then coming and teaching you in your neighborhood and stuff like that. These people, you understand, they teach you Christianity in a way to have you enslaved nicely. They have you enjoying slavery like a fool in paradise. That is how Christianity functions. They have you dreaming foolishness. You see? So all those things we have to be aware. You have to pick up that scripture and read that scripture, and what you'll realize is that there is nothing like Christianity in the scripture. When you read the scripture the way it should be read. It's as simple as that. So don't worry when they call you monkey. That is expected. But these people time will soon come. And it wouldn't be that long again. These people's time will surely come. And when it comes, the scriptures will come to pass. Who led into slavery will be led into slavery. Who live by the sword must die by the sword. I think that is what they are scared of. Be at peace, be blessed. I will most definitely see you in another video. Share the video, like the video, subscribe, comment, and let us have a conversation. Be at peace, be blessed.